store for us, and we've got Rudramurthy, Kunal both are joining in on the show. Kunal, hi, good morning. What's happening? Yesterday it was 300 point of a gap down. This morning 200 points up in the gift for the gift Nifty. I mean, what call do you take in this kind of a market?
Yeah, it's volatile, and I think the market bottoms of sorts, at least on the short term. We tend to expect that the volatility is at its extreme. But I think with this recovery which we're seeing today, there are a couple of things which could happen. One is that the VIX would start to ebb off significantly, not just the India VIX, but I think more importantly the CBOE VIX. I think that would start to ebb off, and once we drop back sub that 40 mark, say 35 odd mark for the CBOE VIX, that could probably trickle into a reasonable expectation of a bounce as well as a consolidation for the global markets. And we've seen that whenever the markets get back into a process of recovery, the initial port of call is that the market breadth across in terms of different global markets, they start to go into a zone where there's a lot of stability and extremely less volatile. So I think we are now heading into that zone, and that I believe could be a prudent zone for traders to try and initiate long positions on large cap names, stocks which have been underperformers, sectors which have been going through a sharp correction. So I believe that now the market breadth would start to open up significantly, and the classic short covering I think is what we can expect going forward. We saw the last 2 days strong built up of short positions on the index futures, both the Nifty as well as Bank Nifty. So I think that would also be an interesting phenomenon to watch out for.
Okay. In terms of trends, Rudra, what is your sense? Are we in for a day of respite, or markets are showing signs of a trading bottom now?
See, for me today, yes, we will see some amount of respite, having sold so heavily down yesterday, and markets will be more sector specific and stock specific for me. Still, we may not be out of the woods yet, because any changes which happens either by retaliation by few other countries or any changes from Trump on tariff, all this will definitely have big moves in market. In fact, last week the same happened. After April 2nd's tariff announcement, Thursday market was very, very strong, but the way we got sold off on Friday as well as yesterday, the whole Thursday's resilience what Indian market showed was not seen on Friday as well as yesterday's market. But however, what is very good is yesterday from the lows we have bounced and closed at the highs of the day, which is a very, very good phenomena technically. And yesterday, having opened at around 21,750 on Nifty, we closed closer to that 22,300. And now this gap up whatever we have, yes, at least for a day it should sustain, and we have to see how action will happen from Donald Trump either today or tomorrow, and then take a call. I will still be very light on my exposure overall, and I will be very stock specific and sector specific in this market.
Okay, stock specific, sector specific, and Kunal, that was the thing, right? Yesterday, while it was all crumbling down, there was the defensive bias, and some of those consumption and especially FMCG names were the ones which held out. Do you think that tilt will remain in the market?
Yeah, that tilt will remain for the markets overall, because I think rarely we've seen, at least in the last 6 odd months, that the markets have gone to the FMCG tilt or the defensive tilt. It was the first time, I think, in the last 6 odd months that we've seen the FMCG stocks start to outperform, be a lot more stable, and that relative comparison, the relative strength which we look out for, that was seen for the FMCG stocks. Now, we could probably expect that these stocks would at least start to get back into a zone of consolidation as well as a gradual recovery. What we have also seen is that there are a few stocks in the FMCG pack, the likes of Marico, for example. That stock has done reasonably well as compared to many of its other peers. Dabur has been a huge underperformer. Godrej Consumers, Tata Consumers have been strong movers on the upside. Britannia, HUL, they are the ones which are more sideways. So you've actually seen diverse amount of trends into the FMCG pack. I believe that there could be a very high possibility that the ones which are underperforming, or at least in a consolidation, even they would start to pick up in the entire FMCG pack.
Rudra, what is on your radar for the...
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.